I don't really like calling myself a corn star. I just happen to make spicy videos for a living. But how did we get here? Before I was a corn dude, I was a musician in bands, and we played hundreds of shows in the most random places. Basements, barns, school gyms, you name it. We played everywhere we could. Music was my dream career since I was about 14 years old, and I tried everything to make it happen. And on the side, I was working random marketing jobs and was doing film stuff, anything media related really. And none of it ever worked out. Corn has always been in the back of my mind, but not in a I'm gonna be a corn star dude or I'm gonna bang all those hot chicks type of way, but I was somehow fascinated by it. And when I first saw the works of Erika Lust and Four Chambers, something clicked. There were people in those movies I could actually relate to. The dudes weren't super jacked, and some of the performers even had tattoos and piercings. And then I thought I'd love to shoot something like that someday, but as a director or as a camera person. I already had some filming experience and just wanted to create something beautiful, but I never saw myself as a performer. Then 2022 rolled by and I was working the most boring BS job imaginable, totally burned out and super frustrated with music. And I remember thinking, I gotta try something new. So I quit, and in 2023 I went all in on creating spicy content, but first strictly as a director and photographer. I already knew some amateur models and simply started to shoot every project I could. Mostly photo projects in the beginning, but also the first short videos. Where I'm from, if you're unemployed, you get 1 year of government support without having to answer a load of questions. And I also had some savings. So basically I had 1 year to make this all work. Like a lot of dudes, I was curious about performing myself, but I never thought anyone would want to see that. But then some models actually started reaching out to me. And here's a thing that most people don't know. There are very, very few reliable male performers in the industry. And the most important things as a performer are those three. You have to show up on time, you have to be professional, and you have to know a little bit about camera angles. So I just gave it a try and shot my first few scenes in front of the camera. Around the same time I met Sophie, my partner, and we first connected over our shared desire to make corn, which is not the typical topic for the first date. A few weeks later we started shooting together and discovered that we have real chemistry and really liked each other. So we became a couple. We'll tell you the full story about that in another video. Early 2024 my government support ran out and I had to make a decision. Do I want to go back to a normal job or do I want to make a living off of corn? And somehow things just fell into place. OnlyFans, the one everyone knows about, was a very, very, very slow burn at the beginning. I was mainly surviving off of licensing my scenes and doing audio corn and shooting studio corn. Especially licensing was a real game changer for me in the beginning. There are companies that acquire finished scenes by independent creators just like myself for either a fixed rate or they will pay you a percentage of everything that your movie makes on their page. And for me, that made a lot of sense in the beginning and really kept me afloat. The stuff I shot looked pretty and kinda bridged the gap between amateur but also looking good enough, and that really helped to get a foot in the door and to perform well on those platforms. And suddenly I was making a living off my content. About a year into doing adult work, OnlyFans finally started to pick up and is now my most stable income stream. I still do the occasional studio shoot and still do the audio thing, and also there are other platforms that help paying the bills, but OF is actually the main thing right now. Sometimes I catch myself thinking I just got lucky and this will end any day now, but somehow it just keeps working and I'm so grateful for that. So that's the story of how I kinda became a corn star. And yeah, that's it for today. Take care, guys.